High School class of 2023. I'd like to begin by giving all of my classmates a huge congratulations for making it through the past 4 years to be here today. Additionally, I would like to thank our teachers, family, and friends for supporting us throughout high school. Today, I want to talk about the cowbell. You know, the metal bell that is supposedly worn around the necks of cows, but more commonly used by parents as a sign of support in various children's sports games. Well, I'd like to introduce you all to another function of the cowbell. For the last 10 years, I've been a member of the Woodside One-Wheelers, also known as WOW, which is a circus arts group run through Woodside Elementary School. In this program, we have this fun tradition of ringing a cowbell to celebrate when a member reaches a certain milestone in their training. Ringing the cowbell makes the kid feel good about their accomplishment, and it acts as a motivational factor for kids hearing the cowbell and wanting to succeed as well. Sounds like a win-win, right? Well, despite this, I have never rung a cowbell, though not for the lack of accomplishment. For some reason, I held an irrational fear of ringing cowbells. No, I didn't think the cowbell was some sort of monster hiding under my bed, or the equivalent of a dog whistle for cows that would suddenly cause a stampede from nowhere. Although I can honestly understand that fear as someone who has also had an irrational fear of cows. I was much younger, I promise. The reason I was so terrified of ringing the cowbell was because cowbells are loud. And typically when people hear a loud sound unexpectedly, they turn towards the sound and give it their attention. Growing up pretty shy, this is exactly what I wanted to avoid, even if I knew the attention given would be positive. So, for years, I refused to celebrate my accomplishments, at first out of fear, and eventually, if I'm being honest, out of spite, and maybe fear of cows. However, a huge part of growing up involves changing, physically, emotionally, and mentally. I'm sure many of my fellow graduates consider themselves an entirely different person from who they were freshman year. I know I certainly do. I think the biggest indication of how much I have changed comes from my attitude regarding cowbells. Freshman year, I hid whenever a cowbell was pulled out. Today, I relate to the wise words of Christopher Walken. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. This cowbell was given to me by the one and only Eric Pulsifer, the head coach of WOW. When he handed it to me as my senior gift back in March, the dangling pendulum, known as the clapper, was taped to the inside of the bell, ensuring it could make no noise. While we both laughed at this small gesture, he told me that he hopes one day I will untape the clapper and finally ring the cowbell. Well, today is as good as any. Graduates, if you look under your seat, you will find a cowbell that has been conveniently placed there. With the exception of my bolder peers in the Woodside One-Wheelers, for the past 18 years, we have all been listening to our parents, friends, and family members ring our cowbells for us. Today, I invite you all to rejoice in this incredible moment of accomplishment we have all worked so hard for, and ring the cowbell for yourself. To conclude my speech, I want you all to use this moment as a message and reminder that it is okay to celebrate yourself, whether anybody is watching you or not. So, when you ace a test in college, get hired for that job you've always wanted, or even manage to wear a white shirt for a whole day without spilling anything on it, consider taking yourself out for coffee, go get ice cream, or even ring this cowbell. Thank you.